Again, welcome everybody to the 2010 Sebastian Clambake Saturday edition. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. I want everybody to eat, drink, be merry, have a lot of fun, because that's what it's all about. Make sure you're getting some steamed clams, some fried fish, some fried clams, some linguine and clam sauce, some clam chowder. It's all there. For those that don't know who's up on the stage, it doesn't matter who I am. I'm just the guy in the green fuzzy hat, so it doesn't really matter. But standing to my left, your right, this is Richard Stringer. He is the founding father of this entire event. And what we're going to do, yeah, give it up for Rich Stringer, everybody. That's right. All right, he is going to tell us the story of the Castaways. It's a little bit that we do here at the Sebastian Clambake Lagoon Festival. Kind of tell you the history of it, so Rich is going to do that for us.
Okay, one of the key features we have here is our survivors camp. I don't know if you've been there. If you just go down this sidewalk on this side of the park towards the river, we have a campsite there. And a lot of people ask us, why are these people dressed funny sitting around in what looks like a camp? Well, there's a reason. This area is called the Treasure Coast because in 1715 there was a shipwreck, a bunch of shipwrecks, from the treasure fleet that the Spanish king was sending back with all the gold and silver from the New World. They crashed on the shores here, and this came to be called the Treasure Coast. Now, the reason there was so much treasure is a funny story of history. The king had just gotten married to a princess, and word was that she was an attractive princess. And so he wanted to impress her. And in those days, if you're a king, how did you impress women, Jim? Money, jewelry. And nobody had more money and jewelry than the King of Spain because he owned the New World, all the Americas at that point in time, where they had found enormous gold, silver, and jewel deposits. So these had been building up in the New World during what was called the 30-Year War. They couldn't really send them back to Spain during that time because the English and others were attacking in war with Spain. So it had gathered up for 30 years in the New World. The treasures weren't coming in there, the king needed the money, and he had gotten married too. As they were getting ready to send the treasury, because he heard that his new bride was very interested in what her dowry was going to be, he delayed sending the gold, because he wanted some special treasures from the New World. And he told him to go and bring some things from some of the mines with jewelry in them, not just the regular gold and silver. So they delayed for a few months. Well, those of us who've lived here since 2004 know what happens in the fall sometimes, hurricane season. They kept delaying until a huge fleet set off from the New World. Unfortunately, they set off in autumn, and they drove right into a hurricane. The hurricane crashed on these shores, or crashed the ships on these shores, and this treasure was scattered everywhere. People find, if you read the papers, almost on a monthly basis, someone finds some of the treasure still. But the interesting side note about here is the survivors who washed ashore set up a camp directly across the lagoon from us. If you go to the McClarty Treasure Museum, directly across from us on the island, they have the site of the survivors camp, the original one, where they stayed. They sent word back to the king, come get us, through a mail ship that came through. King sent back word, you lost my treasure. I'm not coming to get you until you pick it up. So they set out there for a year, picking treasure up on the shores, gathering up enough to bring back to the king. Well, the English caught word of this up in South Carolina, and they put together a raiding party to come and steal the treasure. They dressed as pirates because in those days, one man's pirate was another man's government agent, not too different from the IRS today. And they set out to come down here and to take it. This story is actually the basis for the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. When you watch the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, the story they're telling happened just across the water you're looking at here. Well, the English came, stole all the treasure. Pirate invasion. They sent back word to the King of Spain, hey, the pirates came and stole the treasure. King of Spain told the next ship going back to the New World, tell them they need to get me some more. So they set out there a second year on the island. waiting to be rescued, picking up treasure, until finally, after 2 years of surviving on the island, they finally made it back to Spain. Our own GFWC Junior Women's Club runs our survivors camp. They're dressed in period costumes. Inside of the compound of their camp, no modern things are allowed. They don't let the cell phones in there. And they stay there the entire weekend of the Clambake. We start the Clambake by lighting the bonfire. They stay there, they tend it, they spend the night, and the last thing we do with the Clambake is put out the bonfire. So we invite you all to go by when you hear the occasional cannon going off. That's them. And we invite you to go by. They're doing some historic reenactments there today. So please go by and visit, and you will see that's why the Treasure Coast is the Treasure Coast. And that's the reason right in the middle of all this, we have a bunch of people dressed up weird with a campfire going on.